Hey everyone, it's Johnny, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about the June 2022 scent and warmer of the month. I only have the scent because I was not particularly interested in adding this particular warmer to my collection, but we are going to talk about it briefly. So, let's dive right in. We'll start with the warmer because I don't have it, and then we'll get on to me prattling about the smells of the wax. So the warmer is called Land of Liberty for US customers. This cute camper is loaded with patriotism and a sense of adventure, making you want to hit the open road and explore the land you love. And it's even trimmed with a little extra star-spangled spirit. It is a 6.5 inch tall warmer. It is 25 watts. And I do believe this utilizes the same sort of like tin metal warmer sort of gimmick that the Christmas camper warmer has used, but it is a different styling. So here we go. This is what it looks like. Dun da da dum. It's cute. It's cute. Very patriotic, very 4th of July friendly, and all of that, right? Zoom you in. So we have a little bit of like the decorations, the lights, all that sort of stuff. Da, 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 da. And then when you light it up in a darker room, it'll kind of look like this. Hopefully you can see this and it's not going to be obnoxious. Yeah, so you're going to see like the windows kind of like silhouetted on the camper in the evening. It's cute. It's cute. It's kind of like the Christmas camper, just a recoloring, if you will. So if you're not a Christmas fanatic, maybe you can get this. And I know that there's, I think there's another region that's going to get their own variation on this warmer, but also don't quote me on that. So this warmer is normally $65 US, but during the month of June, it will be $58.50. Again, you're probably like, but July is when we have Independence Day and all that stuff. Why is it in June? Well, if we waited until July to release this, you wouldn't have it in time for the 4th of July and all your celebrations. So, makes sense, you know, to have it the month in advance rather than the month of. Again, I think it's really cute. I love that the little, like, stars that are strung around the outside, I don't think they light up, but they are stars, not just, like, Christmas light bulbs. So I think it's done well. I think the attention to detail is there. I don't need a camper style warmer anywhere. It's just not my cup of tea, but like same where I don't want like a truck warmer or, you know, whatever else, or a baseball hat. Like that's not for me. So, but that doesn't mean it's not a good warmer. So let's talk about the scent though. The scent of the month for June is called Red, White, and Berry Pie. And I do have it here. Where do you think they got the concept for the name? All right, so a sweet slice of a ripened cherry and red raspberry baked with vanilla. This is in the bakery category. So as even though it starts out red, white, and berry, pie. Like, oh, but pie. So our top notes are clementine, sugar apple, okay, and peach preserves. And then mid notes are ripened cherry, red raspberry, and wild cranberry. Nice berry mixture. Base notes are buttered pastry, vanilla bean, and coconut sugar. So there's a lot of sweetness going on in this bar, just based on the scent notes. It's a nice red, very pretty sort of bar. I've not smelled this. Let's figure out what it smells like. Whew. Whew. Okay, so initial, let me warm this up a little bit. Okay, that's a little bit better. So tip, when you're smelling a bar or a tester, you want to kind of like rub it just gently, not like mash it in with your finger, but the warmth kind of like helps the oils kind of like get going a little bit. And you can get a better idea. Now, the other better thing you do is if you have a bar, you take it out and you smell the bottom. We're learning tips today. Oh, there's the pie part. I was like, I don't know if I smell any of this buttery crust or anything, and then I turned the bar over and I was like, oh, there you go. Okay, so let's talk about this. This is a slightly perfumey bakery scent. I think the notes of like coconut sugar and sugar apple, like the sugared notes in here, give sort of like a perfumey effect. The first thing that actually hits me though is like a sweet cherry and maybe a cranberry, like a tart cranberry. But it's not like a deep cranberry, like think of like cranberry garland or something like that. Think of more of like a sweeter cranberry, like something from Snow-Kissed Cranberry, but without the tingly effervescence. Mixed with a lot of that ripened cherry. Like, I will say the predominant note in my opinion is the cherry note. Like, that comes right out. If you smelled, what was it, black cherry or something that was one of our scents? It's like somewhere in between black cherry or wild black cherry or whatever it was called and the cherry note in cherry vanilla or cherry limeade. Like, it's very, like, noticeably cherry. Okay, so let's talk about some of these other things. Peach preserves. I don't get that at all. No. Clementine, I get a hint of citrus. Maybe just because I've read that it has peach preserves in it, I could say I could maybe smell a hint of peach, but I don't pick it out, and I'm not a peach person. So that doesn't throw me off. That doesn't really... No, like if I just smell this point blank, I don't smell peach. I do smell, I get cherry, I get cranberry, red raspberry, I get a sweet red berry, but I don't know if I would necessarily pull out red raspberry. Again, some of these scent notes, it's like, well, I have it in here, so therefore it must be in the bar, but I wouldn't just on cold sniff necessarily go, oh, that red raspberry in there. Sugar apple. Again, I get like a sugary perfumey note, and that could be lending itself towards sugary apple. It also kind of offsets just like the straight up berry note. It gives it a little bit more of just a sweet, not airy, slightly juicy note. But I think it's there more to lighten up the tart and like density of the berry and the cherry scent more than it is to actually be like an apple scent. Let's talk about the base notes. Buttered pastry, vanilla bean, coconut sugar. I think the coconut sugar, if anything, lends itself to that whole sugary, slightly perfume note that I'm picking up. I do get like a buttery pastry note though. It's not overwhelming. So it is overshadowed by the berry note. That may change during warming, but it is more present on the bottom of the bar though, that I will say, than at the top. Like if I just smell the top of this bar, all I smell is berries and like maybe a hint of like a buttery crust or a buttered pastry. But when I smell it on the bottom, I get more of that base note. So just, again, when you get your bars, remember, smell from the bottom to get really the closest, more truest blend of what it's probably going to smell like warm. All right, that being said, would I eat this? Yes. Often, maybe not. Would I warm this, though, because you're not going to eat wax? Yes, I'm going to warm it. I'm going to try it, obviously. I'm not usually a bakery person. I don't mind this. It's not hyper buttery and bakery, but because the cherry, berry, whatever combination is so in your face. But it's definitely like, if you don't like pie sort of scents or whatnot, you probably should steer clear of this. Although it is very fruity based, it is still more like fruity bakery more than it is just fruity. Conversely, if you love bakery scents, but you are not really fond of fruity scents in any capacity, you may also want to steer clear of this, because this is very much like you do get a blast of berry and specifically cherry for a while. And that could be something that just throws you off. Like, you know, maybe you like the apple pie because it's more mellow and more on the crust and buttery and golden side of it rather than the actual like filling side. This is like filling and then buttery crust. I think this is going to be a pretty good performer. I don't think it's going to run into the same problems that like apple cherry strudel had, where it was like, oh my god, I want to eat this scent, it's so great for bakery scent, and then it just like performs abysmally. at least for me, it's never really performed that great. It's like a little burst of energy and then it's like, bye. So it'll be curious to see if this variant of that sort of like cherry-based pastry scent carries a little bit more gusto. The more I smell it, the more I don't mind the buttered pastry note. But it is there. So if you hate buttered notes, it's not... I will say this is more of a real butter nod. It is not just straight up artificial butter scent. Some waxes that I've smelled from various brands that might be sold at Walmart really come across as hyper artificial butter. Like, it's just like, oh, you just found the synthetic chemical flavoring or scent and took it from the buttered popcorn microwave bag and put it in the wax. This isn't quite that. It's more muted. I think the vanilla bean helps with that, but you still do get a buttered note. So just be aware of that. But yeah, it's definitely like a berry cherry pie. More on the sweet side, a little bit more on the cloying side than tart. But it'll be curious to see how it warms, like how, if any of those other scent notes kind of like take predominance, because it kind of just smells, if I'm being real honest, it just kind of smells like canned cherry pie, which isn't a bad thing, but I'm curious to see if like the clementine and the other stuff draw out a bit more, or they're just there to round out the otherwise cherry pie scent. All right, so that is that. I will report back to you in one of my upcoming fragrance feedbacks. I have a whole set of stuff to babble about that it's just like almost overflowing, but this time I'm not going to let it overflow, but it'll probably be a nice chunk of a video coming up soon. If you are new here, consider subscribing. Hopefully this was helpful for you. If you have any questions or you'd like to purchase anything, you don't have a consultant, I will leave my website link and email in the description box below. Feel free to reach out with questions, comments, or concerns. And hopefully I will see you all in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.